Good evening, guys. I know this is late, but I decided to go to the gym before I film the video, so I apologize if I'm deeply out of breath. But um, yeah, I'll try to get right into it. So today I did trade. I took longs. The reasoning for my entry looked a lot like this. So this 1 hour in here, I didn't feel comfortable taking any kind of trades off of this order block back here or this one because first of all, we hadn't gone above this high to validate this order block. Second of all, this is all like super scrappy, just shitty price action. I mean, it's just a bunch of fucking wicks. So looking at the 4 hour, this one was a lot more reasonable. We had a high right here as a bullish 4 hour order block. And then as we know, we like to draw our Fibonacci over it and then immediately drop down to the 15-second. That's what we love to see. So right off rip, no, that can't possibly have been the level I was looking for. Could it have been? No, there was something else I was looking for. Sorry, guys, you gotta stay patient with me here for a moment. Trying to figure out what I took trades off of. No, it was probably this. I probably had this 4 hour going and then this 1 hour. Yeah, that's what I had. And then I had this 1 hour order block. And I said that I'd be happy to see either go, but the 4 hour, that's what it was. The 4 hour was a possible, in my opinion, but I didn't feel like using it because it was so high up. So like if you look at our 15-second, we went up and then we went like immediately straight down to that 4 hour, and there's just not much push up there. And the 1 hour was bullish anyway, so it was fine using 1 hour levels. So other than that, I was looking for respect of the top two quadrants as usual, and we get that right here. But the issue is I don't get any kind of like change in state of delivery. My change in state of delivery was all the way up here, and my market structure shift was right here, which did not get validated until a long move afterwards, like many bullish and bearish candles afterwards. So it didn't feel like, so in my way of trading, it wasn't a valid entry. Whereas this move right here, when we come up, I'm like, all right, maybe I missed the move. That might be it for me today. And I was like, kind of sucks that I missed it, but it didn't. Like my roommate was asking like right through here if I traded, and I was like, no, like it didn't set up well enough with my typical trading rule, so I didn't enter. But then as he said that, this started forming, and I was like, but maybe this heavy retrace will work. And so I see this heavy retrace come down. And I'm like, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for this low to get swept out so we can make make a new low and make a new transition. So what we have right here is that exactly where we have fuck off. This is a change in state of delivery, which is perfect. And then this right here is a market structure shift. So I'm seeing like everything that I want to see, really. Everything kind of lines up right here. I could have entered right here. That would have been totally fine. I chose not to. I chose to watch it come up, and then I needed to see a retrace right here that it was worth entering on. And I just used this, I think, as my order block level. And I think I just entered on that. We'll go ahead and check the entries here in a second. But this wick right here, when I saw this candle close, I was like, okay, that's like a perfect entry in my opinion. Like that respect of this CE, I guess this mean reversion of the order block is a really good sign to me. And we came down to hit midnight open, and we're below 8:30 open. So there's a lot of things lining up for me in this position. And we're below the first presented fair value gap. So there's a lot of things that are really lining up. And then I just aimed for this high up here. That's what I wanted to see get hit. I think I was aiming actually for these highs right in here. Actually, we'll see. But I was aiming for all-time highs. So somewhere in here. Anyways, let me just pull up the entries and we can go ahead and get right to it. So, no. Here we go. Oh, it's already on. I'm just not signed in. One moment. Here we are. Okay, so, would you look at that? Beautiful entries. And this is on micro, by the way. I decided to trade 5 micros instead of 1 mini, which, you guys, I told you about that yesterday. But this wasn't like a huge move that I caught, but let's see. It's like, yeah, it's like 70 handles. So it's a pretty solid move. It's like honestly one of my smaller moves, but it was pretty good. But yeah, we entered on this order block right here. Got entered just below. Minimal drawdown, like like 4 or 5 ticks in here. And then we expanded to the upside. And what sucks is we came within like 7 ticks of my take profit. Came for like probably like a 70, 80 tick retrace. And I had my stops right here below this low. And it came down right here. I put my stops right here after this beautiful rejection. And this wick setup right here is a really common setup that guy Adam that I was talking about with his Casso wick theory was talking about. And that also happened earlier in the day, like right here in this entry. So that'll set up really nicely. But yeah, it came down for a retrace right before going up and taking out my take profit right there. So today was a really solid day. That was my only trade. Made $730. That was 5 micros. And then it continued to go higher. Maybe from now on I'll let a runner go, but I don't know. I've never really done runners, and I don't feel like checking back throughout the day as a position may continue going on. I like how much money I make. I think it's plenty. I think it's reliable. I think it's consistent. I like it this way. But no, I think I'm gonna switch over to these 5 micros, at least for right now until I get this account up. I think the number I set was $110,000. So once I get it up to there, which will be by the end of the school year ideally, so like by the first week of June, and then yeah. But that was it for me today. Pretty textbook setup. And then I thought about trading today in the afternoon session because if you look at the 1 hour, there's this setup right over here. This is what I was looking at, where we have this 1 hour order block right here. I wanted to see that get pushed into. And if we look on the 15-second, technically that does happen. No, I'm looking at the wrong level. I am. That's embarrassing. One moment while I embarrassingly go back and take back what I just said. Yeah, sorry, the next one down, actually. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, I swear. Long day, guys. It's been a long day. Here we go. All right, so I was looking for a drop into this order block and then coming down to a respectable level in the order block. And that's kind of what we did here. But after like 12:15-ish, which was right in here, I stopped looking at the markets. But then, of course, we went down, had a valuable entry in here that we could have taken off of this entry right in here. Or if you wanted to change and say delivery or market structure shift, you could have traded that right here. And that was all pretty doable. But yeah, no, not. And I mean, you could have taken these up to here, up into these highs. Not these highs though. These relative equal highs would have been my draw, but it looks like we came down for a turtle soup right after PM kill zone, hit that mean reversion beautifully. Had this little consolidation and then boosted to the upside. This wouldn't have been a great entry in my opinion, just because this was our change in state of delivery and our market structure shift would have been even higher. So I wouldn't have taken that entry regardless. This probably would have been the most ideal entry. This looked like a pretty good one actually. But it just never came up and took out these relative equal highs that I would have been interested in, which was just these relative equal highs for buy side liquidity right in here. So that's really the whole day for me. I don't really have a whole lot other than that. I know we got some news tomorrow and whatnot, but I also know that Bitcoin is up. I think it's pushing 80K now, I think is what we're going towards. Oh, come on, work with me. Today was a pretty bullish day on Bitcoin, and I thought gold was gold's not cooking right now. It looks like we are to the downside at the moment. I'm happy to see it keep going down, honestly. If we were to retrace to some of these liquidity levels, I would be happy to. I mean, I'm planning on putting in significantly more money if that were the case. So, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's really all I got. US dollar is pumping at the moment. Looks like it's filling this gap, maybe pushing into this order block here before we continue down. Oil. Sorry guys, I'm still a little sick. After last week's drop, it looks like we are retracing a bit. More uncertain instabilities in the Middle East, so not totally sure where we are there, or right there at the moment, but yeah, no, these are the days when I used to take so many trades every day, and now I'm taking like a couple every week. Feels kind of good. I don't mind it. I like where we're at right now, but yeah, no, today's been a long day, so I'm go ahead and call it good. Honestly, actually, before we sign off, I saw this when I first logged in to do this review. This retracement, I don't know what this was caused off of. 809. I don't know what this was. Huge sell off though in Asia session, which is not something that you typically see all the time. So I'm not totally sure what to call this, but we dropped down perfectly to that CE, respect it, and immediately reversed to the upside. So I don't know. That's an interesting thing to see. I'm wondering if we are going to go ahead and change our state of delivery as we've taken out. We have a change in state of delivery right here where we've turned bearish on the 1 hour. This 4 hour, I guess it'll just depend, but if we end up like taking out this order block low right here, I may not be able to trade just because of how price is setting up. So yeah, no. Oh, excuse me. But anyways, I hope you all are doing well. I will see you all probably tomorrow. Unless like I said, we have that high time frame bias indecision. If the 4 hour and daily can stay in congruence with each other, then I think that it's still viable to trade. But once that 4 hour kind of dips and the daily still bullish, but the 4 hours bearish, that's kind of when I like to stay out of the market. So I haven't really run into any of those situations recently because we've been super bullish. But that's kind of it for me today. Really good trade this morning. That's about it for me though. I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you all had a fantastic day. I hope your trading went well. I will see you all in the next one. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, guys.